snap. Rush on. Rodgers with time initially. Waits, throws, left side. He's got Randall. Cobb barreling to the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers waited as long as he could, and that allowed Cobb to disengage from Terrell Edmonds' safety coverage.
What's going on, Packer fans? We're back, 41 North Pod, coming out of Week 4. I'm Trevor, here with Mario. Another big Packer win against the Steelers. Mario, what do you think of the Steelers game?
I thought it was, you know, if I had to grade it, I'd grade it C+ performance. I mean, we pretty much dominated. Besides that first touchdown that Big Ben and them got. But after that, we kind of took control of the game. I mean, the biggest takeaway for me was Jair. I'm hoping that it's not that bad. I'm hoping we find out something tomorrow. Hopefully, I bet best case scenario, he's able to play with a brace and it's not that big of a deal. Worst case scenario, he needs surgery and he's done for the year, I guess. But the things that I've been reading about the AC joints, injuries, if that's what it comes out to be, I think it would have to be a very, very bad injury for him to be out the whole year. But I did see some people on Twitter making some good points in my eyes, and tell me what you think, Trevor. But they were saying that, you know, it's not good that it's taken this long to kind of figure out what's going on because the Packers doctors must not have liked what they saw.
I don't know if I agree with that. I think that a player like him, you want to get as many opinions as you can and kind of find out what everybody thinks. I'm sure they took the Packers doctor's opinion and they're getting other opinions as well. So they said they're going to come out with something tomorrow, kind of something they'll probably decide where they're going to go tomorrow. So all you can really do is hope for the best. You know, I'm not going to try to read too much into it. Wait to hear what they say. It is what it is. Injuries are going to happen. Sucks, you know, because he's such a game changer, playmaker. But as far as the defense, we got some other playmakers out there. I thought, as far as the Steelers game, I'm not going to give them a grade or nothing, but I thought we did well. I thought we played better in some areas than we have all year. I'm very encouraged by the young offensive line. The stuff they're doing to help them out too, as far as tight ends and receivers blocking. It's not a thing you hear about it that much as far as, you know, the average fan, or I think everything's so fantasy football driven and stats driven that, you know, 30 feet a yard downfield blocks by wide receivers don't show up in stats. And we got Packers doing that all over the board with Cobb, you know, Lazard, our tight ends blocking.
Rodgers.
Rodgers, when he got some snaps, he was out there blocking. So I think that's kind of a thing you don't hear about a lot, but makes a huge difference. We got the run game going, which is encouraging. 130 yards between the two running backs. I think Dylan averaged over 5 yards a carry. We pounded him a lot, which I love to see. You know, the game script's not always going to work out that way. We're going to be able to do that, I don't think. But whenever we can, it's going to usually be a good game for the Packers, I think. Cobb stepped up. It finally looked like he's making a difference. You know, a couple catches each of the couple of first games, but now he was a difference maker out there, getting some third downs, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, look good.
You know, as far as, you know, the Steeler game, you know, people are talking about, well, if Big Ben hits those throws, or if this happened, you know, it's like, yeah, you say it's the NFL every game. You know, one thing happens here and there, it can change the whole outlook of how the game's going. Rodgers missed a couple throws too. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, Ben hits a couple. Yeah, that's the name of the football. He missed them, so that's why the Packers won the way they did. So I don't like getting into that. Strong performance again. I think Devondre Campbell's exceeding a lot of expectations. What do you see there?
I see a player that's all over the field, making plays. I know all the Joe Barry haters are kind of like, they're getting a little bit quieter now.
Well,
he looks to be designing, you know, real good bliss packages and getting some good shots. I mean, the most impressive defensive play of the game, though, in my eyes, was Gary sacking Ben over the tackle.
Yeah, I would say Gary and um, KC are both looking like monsters out there right now. Gary keeps on
Yes.
improving. Not a popular pick in Green Bay at the time. He's getting better and better. I mean, he's a force out there every
I mean,
play.
did you see that one play where he ran down Najee Harris?
Yeah,
I
I
mean, my
mean,
guy ran from the other side of the field like a missile shot out of a cannon and just rocked him.
from the looks of it, he gives it your all every play.
Yeah,
I mean, that
every
guy,
play.
he's bringing it. And I love it. He's one of those guys who puts out the workout videos over
Hmm
the summer and stuff. He's that's a guy that gets after it.
yeah, he has
Um,
some very impressive workout videos, Trev.
so between we talk about Jair being out, he's a game changer. But if KC keeps up the play he's been having, um, he's been a game changer too. I mean, he's disrupting, getting in the backfield quickly. I took a little bit of heat after the first couple of weeks because I was kind of a Kiki fan. He stepped up a little bit.
Yeah, I seen a
I like what
quote
I've
from
seen out of
him.
him.
He said he's finding his groove.
I'm hopeful for that. Oren Burks got some snaps. He looked okay. It's nice to see an inside backer that can cover people with
Yeah.
Campbell. Is a guy
Yep.
that we haven't had that in a while. You expect our inside backer to be a tackling machine. He's going to rack up tackles, but to be somebody that we can put on a tight end or running back come out of the backfield is huge for our defense. Um, so I mean, depending on what happens with Jair, the young guys are going to step up. We hope, Packer fans may like to hear this, but we got to get King back. Stokes is looking good. Everybody's excited, except he's going to have some bumps. He's a rookie. It's going to
Yeah.
happen, especially as he takes on a larger role. I'm excited as everybody else. I love what I see out of the rookie, but we got to he's going to don't get mad. There's going to be some ups and downs with him this year, and it's going to be expected as a rookie. But as far as everything I've seen, it's very promising there.
Yeah, he looks
He's going to have
good.
to
I,
play a big
I
role.
like what I've seen out of Stokes. Like you said, there's going to be some rookie bumps that come into it. But for the most part, I mean, the thing I love most about him is I love the fact that if he does get beat on a play, he bounces back like that play didn't happen. He has a real golfer mentality. He knows that if he hits it into the sand trap, he can still get it in, on the green in the next shot. So I really like that mentality. I like the way the defense is playing. Um, and like we've been saying this whole time, really all the defense has to do is get a couple stops. And once the Packers get that lead, teams are going to feel compelled to start trying to pass the ball a lot. And that sets our defense up real nice. I know Pittsburgh's not really a team that can run the ball. They kind of have one of the weaker offensive lines. But, I mean, getting up, taking advantage of that is something that I think the Packers need to continue to do. I just wish that I want to see a full game out of this team, hopefully this week.
I think playing against the last two teams, I would think both teams wanted to try to run the ball in the Packers, and the last 2 weeks, no one's been able to do it, and that's encouraging out of a team that I thought that would be one of our weaker spots. So I mean that's good. I think with Stokes, we talked about him. I think he is such a fast player and somebody that knows he can make up ground, that he's going to take some more chances and stuff like that. So I look to see some big plays out of him, and it was cool to see him get his first interception.
Well, actually,
Um,
Matt said in the interview after the game, he wants to see him take more chances. He wants to see him kind of go with his instinct and jump on those routes and make those plays. Um,
and you got
so
to hope that's going to come as a rookie.
yeah, I think some of it is just that he's a rookie. He doesn't want to get burnt. It's like go with your instinct. If you think that's what's going to happen, do it. And like you said, we'll take the lumps with it. I mean, you'll learn from this route to that route, kind of things of that nature.
So yeah, I agree. The Packers are gonna, start to deal with some injuries now. I really get a kick out of the people, especially Packer fans, every year. Like, our strength and conditioning must not be very good, or something like that. These, every team deals with injuries. These are like finely tuned athletes. They're more worried about their health than damn near the trainers and stuff. I mean, these guys don't want to be hurt. I mean, they do what they can. The Packers were relatively healthy most of the year last year until we got in the playoffs. So every team's going to deal with it, and that's why I've been such an advocate and when you're drafting, you take the best available player. You don't worry about what your needs are because the need will change. I mean, when we took Gary, like, oh, what do we do? We got the Smith brothers. Well, we're relying on Gary now, or the two positions that we thought would probably be our strongest ones coming into the season, our deepest. We're deep at receiver, deep at corner. Look what happens. We got young guys needing to step up. So you always take where you think you can develop talent and you put them in, and they will see the field eventually. It is what it is. It's the NFL. We're going to rely. The better depth you got, instead of trying to draft for need, the better depth you got overall in your roster is going to help you throughout the year, especially.
Look at the offensive line. I think that might be the deepest and best offensive line in all of football. You got Yosh stepping in there, and I'm sure there's teams looking like, fuck, we could use a left tackle like that.
Yeah.
But, he's basically our third left tackle. Now with the way that to be honest, it's such a luxury where we're at with our offensive line. I don't know what we do when our best two linemen come back. I'm very interested to see what happens. Very interested.
Oh, well, they're going to slot them in. Yeah, I'm seeing it'll be interesting to see who, because they've all basically feel like earned their spots,
I seen a stat today where it said Turner, Runyon, and Myers, I believe, have the best win rate in run plays this year out of all linemen at their positions. Pretty good stat.
Outside of the Packers were able to run the ball good on Sunday, and then outside, Rodgers said there was a miscommunication. He got smoked on that one. I think it was the first series where he got smoked on that third down. You could tell someone, there's a miscommunication or a misread there. But after that, they pretty much locked it up, and that's with help from the scheme. It's with help from the tight ends and receivers and everybody else blocking. But
there's no rules against that.
They've held it down. I'm excited about our offensive line. All young guys. You got potentially the two of the top 5 NFL linemen period coming back. Eventually. So that's only going to get better. I think. You got to be excited about that. Special teams didn't play horrible. That was good.
I love our
still booming them. Yeah, he's still booming them. He's playing real well. That's a good thing. Minus, I would say the right side of our kick block or our kick.
Matt made that seem like that was like a miscommunication on some part or something. He said they're going to get better this week. They'll get better.
Yeah, you got to assume they'd focus on that this week. So hopefully they shore that up. Just keep improving every week. They got stuff they did well each of the last 2 weeks, going against premier rushers in the game, and they've been able to neutralize them. Say what you want about Big Ben in Pittsburgh. They're going to play some. They're going to be in some games this year. They're not horrible. You can argue about Big Ben. We're not here to do that. But we've seen a good game out of the Packers, and hopefully continue. This will be it'll be a tougher game on the road in Cincinnati. You got to take care of business at home. You're looking at 4 or 5 on the road. Our next games. After this week, we're into Bear Week. So,
my thing is with the game last week is that's a good defense, and our offense looked good against a good defense. Now, like you said, we're not here to talk about Big Ben and what he got going on and their offensive line problems and stuff like that. But I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That is a good fucking defense on every level. They have a good defensive line. They got good linebackers. They got good corners, good safeties. That's a good defense, and we made them pretty much look shitty for the most part. But I would like to see a little bit more of stepping on the neck and really – you could tell that their whole plan was to take Devontae away. And obviously it's tough when you're missing in my opinion, your number 2 wide receiver. But I think we look good. I think, like I said after the second game, I want to see Aaron Jones involved a little bit more in the pass game because I just think he's so dynamic once he gets his hands on the ball. But I also that play by Devontae where he juked out 4 guys. That guy gets the ball in his hand at any moment. He's getting 5, 6, 7 yards. I don't give a fuck. There's 4 guys fucking in a box around him. He's gonna juke two of them, and he's gonna get by him. That guy's footwork is fucking ridiculous.
Well, you can turn a play that's going to be a 2-yard gain for most people. He turns into an 8-10 yard gain. I mean, that's huge. Roger talked about it today, how they purposely try to take him out of the game. He's still got some targets. He basically said every time he was one-on-one, he's likely going to go to him. Rodgers sees that guy's released and, why not lock onto him? He's one of the best in the game. But Cobb stepped up. That was good to see. You like to see Rodgers have a security blanket, you feel like, where he can look at somebody where he's under pressure or something like that, where he kind of on the same page. He kind of had that with Jordy back in the day, where once the play breaks down, he's got a guy that he kind of knows where we're going to be. That'll be helpful if that comes throughout the year. They kind of develop that. I like to see some more snaps out of Rodgers, the young guy, the rookie. I want to see what he's got. I want to give him a handoff or a screen or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be cool with that. I just think right now it's, with MVS being on the IR, this would be the time to do that. But I just think we got so many playmakers. We're trying to get the ball in their hands. I mean, you did see that one play kind of hurt us, that we had Cobb and Devontae on the field that both knew Rodgers so well. They were in the same fucking spot. So, I mean, it was kind of funny looking at Devontae and Rodgers that wasn't quite to you. But, I mean, fuck it. I mean, as a receiver, as a high school receiver, I mean, I wasn't great. But, I understand trying to go for every fucking ball. If that motherfucker's by you, fuck it. Try to get your hands on it. Fuck it. Make a play. I can't knock him for that.
I like the fact that we were at home. It looked like Rodgers was having fun out there. He looked like the offense could basically more or less do what they wanted to do on Sunday, which is great to see. Defense is making plays. Milwaukee crowd, I felt a little bit rough start. Didn't seem that loud. Seemed like they got better throughout the game. Maybe they needed a little lubrication. I know from the reports, the concession stands are packed. I know the Milwaukee crowd likes to get after the beers out there. So they got better throughout the game, I think. But I still want to see our fans get louder earlier on third down. Don't wait till they break the huddle to stand up and get loud. Let's get loud while they're sending those calls in and stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure it didn't. I'm having a hard time with this cashless society at sporting events. It doesn't make any transaction fast whatsoever. And when I'm at a football game, I'm trying to get my beer, damn near give them a $10 bill, tell them to keep the change and keep it fucking moving. I ain't got time to be fucking putting my card in, processing, approved, and then print my receipt, hand me my receipt. I mean, that fucking takes time. That shit adds up, and the lines get longer, and I mean...
And now they don't got the guy walking up and down.
That's what I'm saying. Where's the guy? Where's my man?
That's a big part of the game. Where we used to be out in the south end zone there. I think it was 135. Everybody knew his name. Hey, Jim,
Yeah.
And
I was their
guy. Yeah. So that that's unfortunate, but I mean, I'm looking forward to the next home game. We're gonna get after it. It's gonna be fun. We got one home game coming up, and then we're going to be on the road for a while. I'm looking more for, we got 4 of the 5 in the road for the next 5. I'm looking forward to that stretch where we basically have the Chiefs, Vikings, and then all the rest of the NFC West teams. All the NFC West teams are looking strong this year, so that'll be an awesome test. And then we got the Chiefs down in, Kansas City, so that'll be another good test. So it's going to get. We'll find out what the Packers are made of here. So, especially if you're waiting to get some guys back,
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see the offense keep kind of improving, keep catching their stride. Aaron's looking like Aaron. He's dropping a lot of dimes, but I can't wait to see him play a full game either. And really just, we've been averaging 30 points a game the last 3 games. But I'm ready for a 40-50 ball, I think. It's going to come. It's going to come.
I think if you keep the way they were looking and the way they were gelling it in the last game, we keep that rolling into Cincinnati. the offense is going to put up some points this week, I believe.
So what do you think about Z's back surgery? Is he done for the year? What you thinking?
I think that's kind of where signs are pointing. I'm hopeful that if we can get a guy coming back in December or even January towards the very end, like, the longer we run we might get one of our best players back. That'd be awesome. Because I think, we're going to have to make a big run this year. We're going to have to be hitting our stride December and January, getting into those late playoffs. So it'd be awesome to see them be able to come back for that. But I think the hints they're dropping, it sounds like it's, might not happen this year.
Bummer, because I was really excited to see him do what he does. I mean, you saw in the one game that he played. I mean, he got the worst penalty I've ever seen called on him. But I mean, just a fantastic
right there with the
play.
Clay Matthews. Right there with that Clay Matthews one against the Vikings one time. That was a bad call. And we got difference makers in the defense, and he's another one of those guys you can throw in. And I mean, he's one of the best in the league at his position. So that's a huge loss. I think he's one of those guys that are more of a real leader, locker room kind of guy than everybody realizes. I mean, you take the weed charge for your young guys. I mean, that shows that you care about your teammates. So it'll be interesting 100%. To see. It'll be interesting to see what they are going to do with him in the offseason, whether he comes back or not. So we're not getting into that. We're chasing the ship right now. So starting to come into their own, starting to make some progress after that week one. Everybody, or not, I should say everybody knew the Packers have a good team. So that anomaly got that out of the way. And as long as they keep making progress, getting better every week, I'm excited where the season can go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really worried. Like we talked about, I think our offense can kind of do it when they want. I just need the defense to keep getting better. Joe Barry keep doing what he's doing, improving his game calling every week. Hopefully we can get healthy. And yeah, I'm excited for this team. We just keep winning with injuries. We're missing some of our best players on our whole team, and we just keep winning. Our offensive line solid. I'm excited for this team. I think we have the depth. I think it's looking a lot like 2010, and it might have been a little rocky, but shit, it sure was fulfilling at the end.
And with the injuries, you just got to see the young guys step up, and that's what they're there for. I mean, if we got to get guys coming in off the practice squad, you got to do what you got to do. It is
what it is. I trust.
Yeah, every team is going to deal with it. So you just try to deal with it the best you can, make it, and get your home wins. Yeah, I mean, we're going to document this chase for the ship every week. I mean, we'll be here with you, enjoying every minute of it. It'll be a challenge. There'll be some tough stretches, no doubt. But I'm with you. 30 points a game for the offense. Defense, it's gonna be rocky sometimes, but as long as we get a few stops, that's, I think, with almost any. We talked about this. Almost any team in the NFL, like, there really is not a whole lot of dominating defenses anymore. Those teams that'll have a game here and there with go up against a shitty offense on a bad day. But as far as that goes, like, most teams are just hoping for a few stops and to get a turnover here and there and to get that win. So that's kind of the way it is in the NFL now.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't give a fuck who we're playing, because it doesn't fucking matter. I mean, you give Aaron Rodgers' offensive line the way they've been playing, we putting up 30-some plus. I don't give a fuck. Double Devontae, triple team them. We'll still fucking figure out a way. I'm not fucking worried about it. We got the best play caller in the game, in my opinion. I'm not worried about shit. I'm sitting back like a fat cat on Christmas, just chilling, waiting for us week by week to just do what we do, while everybody sits there and talks about how, it could have went this way, it could have went that way, but it doesn't. It goes the Packers' way, and that's all the fuck matters.
The ref with this call, the ref with that call. It looks like we're going to deal with stupid every week we play somebody. Well, was Rodgers going to want to go to this team next year? Maybe he'll want to go here. Maybe he'll want to go there. It looks like we're going to deal with that shit every week.
Rodgers made a comment about that today on Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
And, yeah, So every time he says something positive, or we play a team and he may show some respect too, like, oh, is he going to go there next year? So we'll deal with that bullshit. You can come to
He said we should
40.
be good this week though because we play Cincinnati and they like their quarterback, so we don't have to hear about him being traded to Cincinnati. Hopefully,
Yeah, you can come tune into the 41 North Pod. We ain't talking about the bullshit. We're talking about the championship season we're experiencing. So
yeah, we're talking about what we saw during the week, during the game, what happened, who's hurt, how we're gonna adjust, and what what we like and don't like, and we're gonna keep it real too because I don't give a fuck. I was, I still don't like Lancaster and Lowry.
well, each game you're almost going to feel like we need to get out of there with a win, and almost nearly as important as getting out of there with as little injuries as possible. You know what I mean?
100%.
Getting out of each game healthy, but also getting the dubs. So we got to get some road dubs coming up.
We already stole one.
Stole one. We got plenty of opportunities. I think we're going up against some teams that'll,
I mean, I fully expect to win this week against Cincinnati. I mean, play the Packers minus the 3.5, buy it down to 3, and fucking hammer it. I mean, fuck. I'm not worried about. I feel that we're gonna get the fuck after Joe Burrow, and shit. Fuck it, Stokes, Georgia versus LSU on fucking their young bull. Let's get it. Squad up.
All right. Well, I'll do it for 41 North Pod this week. We'll put out some other content here and there. We'll have the game day videos keep coming to you, during those Packer home games. You'll get to check it out with us. So we'll see you next week.
See you next week. Go Pack.
Go Pack. Go.